Ian Shires, and this is your Evening Fix. In the news tonight... Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. We meant to do some research, but we kind of got online, and you know what the internet's like, it's got everything in the world ever on it, and we got a little bit distracted. So here's all we know about yesterday's news. Well, we did find one thing out while we were on the web. You know, I was chasing around the old Facebook and I stumbled upon one of my old friends. Apparently, it's the Islamic Republic of Iran's birthday tomorrow. Hey, happy birthday, Islamic Republic of Iran. How old are you, you old scoundrel? What, 31? No, you don't look a day older than a 13-year-old bride. Got anything special planned? Ah, just a quiet one then, is it? This is the news that in the wake of widely disputed elections last year, the Iranian opposition is planning massive demonstrations on Thursday. It's a clash of the titans. On the one side is the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, numbering well over 120,000 with its formidable air, naval and ground forces, versus the Iranian opposition armed with this. Yes, it's Revolution 2.0 in Iran, and armed with the power of the internet, the rebels are ready to reclaim the tweets. They've even made trailers for tomorrow's riots and put them on YouTube. The lion was the symbol of pre-revolutionary Iran, making that video the Iranian equivalent of a lolcat. But couldn't they have gone with something a little bit cheerier? But with their slightly unusual birthday party all planned, what could we, the West, get the dictatorship that has everything? Book token? Scented candle? How about some enriched uranium?
The U.S., France and Russia arrived at a draft nuclear deal with Iran to be signed by Friday that would swap the Islamic Republic's low-enriched uranium for higher-grade fuel alloys.
Happy birthday! Oh, I hope you like it.
This morning, Iranian TV announced they've started enriching uranium to 20% at the Natanz nuclear facility.
Oh, how embarrassing! I didn't realise you already had one. Oh, you know, it is so funny because a few years ago, Iraq was absolutely desperate for someone. We had no idea. But don't worry, it's nothing. It's really, you know, I've probably got the receipt somewhere in a drawer. You know, we're not offended or anything.
That is not acceptable to the international community, not just to the United States.
Okay, well, perhaps we were a, teensy bit put out. But maybe we shouldn't be worried. I mean, Iran's perfectly entitled to a civilian nuclear program, and I'm sure it's all managed in a safe and responsible way. That shouldn't be right, should it? And, can we just rewind that again? I don't know if you spotted this guy. Yeah, that's right. He's basically a personal injury lawyer's wet dream, not wearing the equipment provided. Don't you just hate it when you don't get the memo that Dress Down Friday is being cancelled? Nightmare. You just imagine, oh, guys, hilarious, but I've lost all my body hair. So, after 80-odd years, the BBC have finally decided to tell us how much they, or should I say we, pay their talent. Though, in this case, talent's been very loosely defined to include the likes of Chris Moyles. So the BBC have revealed that in the last year they paid a whopping £54 million of our money to their top names. Of course, most of it goes to Jonathan Ross, and the grand that's left over is divided between the rest of them. In fact, Jeremy Paxman is on an unpaid internship scheme. He only puts up with it because he fancies Kirsty Walk. The dirty Auntie Beeb is still refusing to give specific figures about exactly who earns exactly what. So for all we know, the tea lady could be the highest earner, although my money's on their local Coke dealer. But what really pisses me off about the BBC is that they have these news reporters whose specific job it is to tell us, the viewer, how hard soldiers or nurses have to work in these impossible conditions for a mere pittance. What they failed to mention is that, like soldiers and nurses, they are also being paid by the public but earn 10 times as much for basically reading from an auto... Hey, reading from an autocue is a real skill, all right? Yeah, screw you!
My salary is £92,000.
£92,000. So you're paid nearly twice as much as a Member of Parliament.
You need that as compensation, I guess, because if you work in the media, there's the very real possibility that you might bump into Davina McCall. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the BBC as a concept. If it wasn't publicly owned, it could have ended up sounding something like this.
Yes, President Bush, we miss you. Come home.
That was the Evening Fix. If it ain't breaking news, we don't fix it. And we'll close with today's other main headlines.